Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the Ask the Experts show with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Enjoy being educated in such topics as personal injury law, community association law, family law, bankruptcy law, along with health show topics like pain management, men's health, and dental implants. Now, sit back and enjoy today's Ask the Experts with host Steve-O.
Hey, good afternoon. I got to tell you, the first show we're doing today, you know, hurricane season's right around the corner, and I'm going to tell you something, and this is one of my great sponsors in the morning show that Renee and I do, but you have got to write this phone number down. Our next guest is a public adjuster. And I'm sure there's people out there who do not know what a public adjuster is. Don't worry, it doesn't make you stupid at all. A lot of people don't know, but after today's show, you are going to know what a public adjuster is. And I'm telling you, we got one of the finest. It's called Dolphin Public Adjusters. We have the owner with us today, Enrique, and I am so glad because I know hurricane season is right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
And listen, you were so busy last year up north. You used to tell me all the time when we had those bad hurricanes last year. I think we're going to get hit. I'm going to knock on wood that we don't, but we are so due for a big hit. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. You're going to have an insurance company come out to talk to you. They are not on your side. The gentleman on the show right now, Enrique, will be on your side. So, first, tell people about Dolphin Public Adjusters.
Well, Dolphin Public Adjusters, we're a public adjusting firm. We've been in the business for about 8 years now, and we're an advocate for the policyholders. We go out there and we defend them against the insurance companies when they have a legitimate claim to pursue.
So what Enrique's saying is he's on your side, and some of the numbers that he has told me from what the insurance company offered to what he actually ended up getting, and I think you're going to learn some new things today you never knew about public adjusters. But first of all, write this phone number down. Write down Dolphin Public Adjusters. Give them your phone number.
My phone number is 1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN.
Dial the 1 first. We had people call that could not get through because you got to put the 1 in first. The reason why I want you to write this down, it's not just hurricanes that you do.
That's correct.
Tell people all the different areas that you work on.
We work any type of damage in a property. So, for example, air conditioner leaks, kitchen leaks.
That's your biggest one, right?
Yes, air conditioners, like number one here in South Florida. Kitchen leaks, bathroom leaks. Also, if you get vandalized, vandalism is also covered by your insurance.
Think about that.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then, what if you have a fire, God forbid, but maybe it was just smoke and you've got smoke damage? You handle that.
Yeah, that is correct. A little fire can cause a lot of smoke damage. It gets into your air conditioner ducts, ruins the entire air conditioning system, gets into your clothes, and you can wash those clothes 20 times. That smoke odor is not coming out of those clothes.
We actually have, I'm going over after the show to my friend who owns a restaurant here in town. He found out that he had mold and mildew, did not know it, and he has been literally in and out of the hospital for the last 6 months.
Wow, yeah, many insurance companies do cover for mold and mildew. Just give us a call. We'll look at that policy, make sure it's covered, and we'll open up the claim for you.
How long have you been in business?
For around 8 years.
Okay, and you've been in business for 8 years, and tell people you cover all of Florida, not just right here in South Florida.
Correct. I have an office in Miami, have an office in Orlando, and I also was helping the community up in Panama City after Hurricane Michael.
That's amazing. So you must be really good at what you do. And today, and you were actually on our morning show today, and we learned so many new things, and you've been with us for nearly a year. But today, you've given me some really unusual questions that I'm going, I never knew this. Because a lot of people we were talking about don't really read their policy.
Correct. And it's not only that they don't read it, it's so difficult. You get an insurance policy, it can be over 100 pages full of all legal jargon. So it's very difficult to read a policy.
And you were saying today that sometimes your policy is for a certain amount that you didn't really realize, and they really needed more. You're not an insurance agent, but you find out when you look at their policy that they really needed more than they had down there. And if it gets to damages, they might be out of luck because they didn't know what their policy read.
That is correct. So you got to be very careful with your policy limits. You need to be sure that you're fully insured on the number one investment, which is your property, your home.
So what you do is you'll actually come out to someone's house. Remember, he's not an insurance agent. He will look at your policy, which is what you do all day long in your business. You'll look at their policy and tell them if they have enough, or is it ever, I guess you can never have too much.
That's true. But yeah, I make sure that if they ever need to file a claim, they have the proper coverages, they have the proper policy, and they have enough money in the limits to cover their number one possession, which is their home.
Now, also, if someone breaks into the home, that is also areas that you cover.
Correct. The vandalism.
The vandalism. So it's not just the leaks. There's so many things that could go wrong in your house that you never even imagined. But here's what I want you to do first. I want you to write this phone number down because you never know. God, something could happen tonight. You weren't counting on it. You're going to go, why didn't I write that phone number down? So give everybody your phone number.
1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN.
Now, if you hear kind of the excitement in my voice, I get so excited when I talk to Enrique because, I mean, this is our home. Things go wrong, and we know that the insurance company, again, is not your friend. Their job is to give you the least amount possible.
Yes, they have a tactic called delay and deny. That's their tactic.
And what is that?
They try to delay the process, and if they can, they try to deny the claim. But that's why you need the public adjuster. They'll be on your side fighting for you.
Are there different types of insurance policies?
Oh, yeah, there's many types of insurance policies, yes.
So what's the difference in the different types of policies?
Well, the first two, residential and commercial. And then under residential, you have to break them down, and under commercial, you have to break them down. So under the residential, you can have an HO or a DP policy, and in the commercials, you have the CM policies.
You know, I'm going to make you explain those. So what is an HO3 policy?
Okay, so the HO3 policy is the most common policy for single-family homes. Okay, you have coverages A, B, C, and D. Okay, and there's another policy called, if you own a townhouse or a condominium, you get an HO6 policy, which has similar types of coverages, but is designed for a condo or a townhouse.
Okay. So you have dwelling coverage, you have structure coverage, you have personal content coverage, and you have loss of use liability. What is that?
Well, the loss of use is, let's say your house catches on fire, you can't live in it. So you have to go to a hotel or you have to rent out another house. That's where coverage D, loss of use, comes in. You get paid a benefit for that loss of use.
So you're going to have to stay at a hotel.
Yes.
Or maybe if the house is really bad, go rent another house. This policy will cover for that?
That is correct. Now you have to watch your limits, because if you have a small limit, they only cover up to that limit. So you got to make sure that when you put insurance on the home, you have enough in those limits.
Okay. We have a lot of elderly that live alone at home. Will you come out to the house to look at their policy?
Sure.
Or can they email it to you?
Yeah, either way. I mean, I can get emails. They can even, a lot of people, what they're doing now is they take a picture, they text it to me.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's the quickest way, and I'll be more than happy to look at a policy.
Now, explain this DP3 policy.
Okay, so the DP3 is very important. When you rent out your home, you have to get a DP, because if you still have your HO or you put in HO, your claim will be totally denied because you have the wrong policy. So the DP is for dwellers. means they're renting out their home.
So
And
if you have rental property, you really need to pay attention to this.
that is correct. You need the DP policy, not the HO. When you're renting out either your townhouse or your condo or your home, you need the DP.
How does a homeowner know if he has enough coverage or not?
Typically, what I look at the worst case scenario. I say, okay, how much is your home worth? If your house catches on fire and you have to totally rebuild it, the money that you covered, is it enough to rebuild your home?
It probably is not, though, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, it's like depreciation. You have all that. Well, when a person is looking at buying a policy, what is some of the things, red flags, that they should look for?
First of all, they should look for limitations, okay? Because sometimes the person selling you the insurance policy will say, well, I can give you a discount here. Yeah, I can give you a discount, but they're taking away benefits from there. Correct. So when you have to file that claim, you say, wait a minute, but I'm paying $4,000, $5,000 for a policy. Yeah, but you got a $200 discount, and because of that, that's not covered or that's limited.
So people really don't find out their true coverage unless they have an emergency.
Many times, yes.
Because I guess maybe some of the insurance companies, they're going to kill me, but I'm going to say this anyway. They're hoping you don't use it.
Correct.
Because if you do use it, you might find out it's not the right policy.
Correct. Or not enough coverage.
Not enough. And that would be really sad, thinking you've got enough coverage, a catastrophe happens, and you find out all of a sudden, when it's actually too late now, you don't have enough coverage.
Yeah, that happens a lot here in South Florida.
So you said air conditioning is the number one leaking air conditioning.
Yes.
Is there a way that someone can tell if their air conditioner is leaking? Because some of them are up in the attic, aren't they?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you can look for wherever the air handler is, look around it, see if you see any water stains or any little brown stains on your baseboards, on the walls.
So it's color.
Yes, on the ceiling. Or if you walk close to the air conditioner and you smell like a moldy smell, that's also a red flag saying, hey, there might be a leak here.
Okay. So I know people are going to go, okay, I went by my air conditioning unit. It has a moldy smell to it. Who do they call?
They can call me.
Okay.
Public adjuster. I'll go out there. I'll give them a free inspection, and I'll let them know if the AC is leaking or not, and if they can file a claim.
Okay, so they can actually call you if they see discoloration, and I guess it's pretty prominent, right?
Yes, yes.
When it comes to mold. Yeah. And I got to tell you, because I told you I have a friend of mine who's been very sick. It's not just damaging to your house. If you have mold or mildew in your house, I mean, I've heard of people even dying from it. It's very dangerous to keep smelling that mold, and you've got to get it taken care of.
Yeah, you need to eliminate that mold as quickly as possible.
Okay. We're going to go to our break here. We're with Dolphin Public Adjusters. Give everybody your phone number again.
It is 1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN.
And we'll be right back.
Are you having problems with your home insurance? Let Dolphin Public Adjusters take care of your claim, whether it's new, old, denied, or underpaid insurance. Not enough money from the insurance company to fix your damages? Are you dealing with your insurance company on water damage, fire, or smoke damage, mold and mildew, roof leak damage, or hurricane damage? Don't deal with them yourself. Let Dolphin Public Adjusters manage and maximize your insurance claim. Let them get you more money for your claim. It is the responsibility of the property owner to prevent the property from sustaining further damage. An experienced public adjuster from Dolphin Public Adjusters is necessary to properly handle any type of loss. The public adjusters at Dolphin Public Adjusters have a combined 90 years of experience with handling property damage and loss. Call Dolphin Public Adjusters now for a free damage evaluation. 1-833-8-DOLPHIN. or 786-619-1012, or visit their website at dolphinpublicadjusters.com. Call them now and get the money you deserve.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert show. I am Steve-O. I'm here with Dolphin Public Adjusters. We're talking about things that can go wrong at home. Listen, next 2 or 3 months, it's hurricane season. And we are talking about what you need to do. And I didn't really get into this in the first half of the show. It's very important that you make that playing field level. Because when you aren't level, you don't have a public adjuster like Enrique. I am telling you, they're holding a lot of the marbles. So, and there's no upfront money at all.
That's right. There's no upfront cost at all.
So unless you collect, you don't get any money.
Correct. If my client doesn't get money, I don't get any money.
Exactly. So this is, I take advantage. Here's an opportunity to have someone come out to the house, look at your insurance policy. You're learning here that you might not have enough coverage. You do not know what's going to happen from 1 minute to the next when it comes to having anything go wrong with your house. We have in Coral Springs, where I live, we live on a street, there's probably about 4 or 5 police cars, people who live on our block. And there's people get robbed all the time on our block. Wow. And usually it causes a lot of damage to the house because it's not their house. And this is where you would step in.
Correct. I will go in, assess the damages, the vandalism, also the theft, because there's a coverage called Coverage C, which is content. So anything they steal, that's also covered as well.
When an agent writes a policy, do they make sure that everything is covered? Maybe not as much dollar-wise, but do most policy cover everything?
He's supposed to.
Okay.
But most of the times, it's not enough coverage.
Because you see the policies every day.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Now, once they hire you, they don't have to talk to the insurance company anymore.
Correct. I represent them against the insurance company.
So that's got to be a good feeling, that by itself, that they don't have to mess with talking to the insurance people.
Yes, I take care of all, and in addition, I take care of all the documentation, all the paperwork, all the reports that need to be submitted in order for that insurance claim to be paid.
Okay. I'm going to get into some new words now. Endorsements and exclusions. I've never heard, I know what they are, but as it relates to a insurance policy. So tell me what those are.
Okay, so these, like they say, they're endorsement and exclusions, and sometimes you get discounts for having these, but what happens is that little discount is going to cost you a lot at the end. So one of the most common ones is water damage. So sometimes they want to put like a $3,000 or $10,000 cap on a water damage. You say, well, $10,000, that's a lot of money. It's not when it's a water damage. So if you have a leak,
tell people why. But the things, it's not just the water. It's
so let's
cabinets.
say you live in a townhouse or a 2-floor house, and the bathroom on the second floor breaks a pipe. It floods the second floor and it floods the first floor. $10,000 is not enough to fix those damages at all.
What are you usually looking at?
You're looking at around $40,000-$50,000 to fix that.
Wow! And here they thought they were covered with their They thought $10,000 was high.
So you got a little $200 or $150 discount, but you're going to pay the price at the end when you only get $10,000 and you have around $50,000 worth of repairs.
Wow! So you actually bring this out to people when you come and look at their policy.
Yes.
So see, this is why it's so important you might not have anything right now, but you do have a policy, and you're sitting here, you think you're protected, but you might not be. And again, you're not an insurance agent. You're not trying to sell them more insurance. All you're trying to do is that if they ever have a problem, because they still would go to their agent. Is that right?
Well, whenever they have the problem, they should be well protected. Typically, when they have a problem, if they want to upgrade their policy, they go to the agent. But when they have a problem, they shouldn't go to the agent. They need to contact a public adjuster.
Gotcha. Okay. Does it ever come that you have to go to court because they're just not? You have no movement from the insurance people. Do you ever have to take them to court?
Depositions, yes, I have to do depositions. Always, I'm doing depositions, yes. And that's the step right before going into litigation. We try to settle everything at that point. Typically, going to court is when we do large commercial properties.
So you can picture this. You're going up against a pro by doing it yourself.
Yes.
The insurance people, those guys are pros. That's all they do. You are going to basically have to take their word. But if they have a public adjuster like you know what everything's valued at. You know extra things that they need to look at, because 6 years ago, they wanted to replace our kitchen floor, but they just wanted to put, like, the tile, like, piece here, piece, but it didn't even match. It needed a whole new floor. And I remember we had to fight them on that. But you know about that up front.
Yes, not only the floor, but you were also entitled to baseboards, the painting.
Okay, see?
Yes, and if it was underneath, if your cabinets were on top of that, you're also entitled for the cost that will incur to lift up those cabinets and put the tiles underneath as well. So there's a lot of costs incurred when you do a little small repair.
Now, we used to have a company here that if your house was built before 1970, your piping was different than it is now. And do you know what I'm talking about? The piping?
The cast iron pipes.
The cast iron. I could not believe what you have to go through if you've got a problem, if you got a leak. That gets really expensive.
Yes. I take care of that for you. There's a lot of reports. A lot of engineers need to come out, plumbers. It's a long, tedious process. But if your policy has the coverage for it, I'll be more than happy to take care of it for you.
So if your house is older than 1970, you really need to check your policy, because I learned a lot doing that show. I learned it's very expensive, and you're going to be out of your house for a while because of the amount of work done. You don't even know if you're covered properly.
Yeah, you need to look at that policy, because those endorsements, you might have an endorsement that does not cover those cast iron pipes, and then that's a lot of money out of pocket.
Can you give everybody some examples of endorsements?
Another example is you exclude the mold coverage. So once again, you saved $100.
You're trying to save money.
Yes, and then the mold coverage is not covered. So you have a damage, they fix the damage, but then they find mold. Okay, well, the insurance company is not going to pay for that because you never added the mold coverage to it.
And we're on the ocean. I would think it's crazy for someone not to protect themselves, because what I understand about mold and mildew, it's when there's a lot of moisture, and we have a ton of moisture here in South Florida. Why would someone not cover that to save a couple $100?
Yeah, it makes no sense. And there's another big one out there. There are some policies written that you give up your right to use a public adjuster just to save 80 or 100. Yes. There are policies out there, so be very careful with that.
How do they explain that one away, though?
Yeah, it's written in big bold letters. You give up your right to use a public adjuster. So you do not want to give up that right, because that will cost you a lot of money at the end, and you won't have any representation.
I did not know that. Because they don't want you to have representation.
No, they don't.
How could someone sign anything like, listen, if your policy right now doesn't cover a public adjuster, and it could, trying to save some money, I am telling you, the numbers that you and I have talked about, you could save someone $20,000 or $30,000. You could get them an extra money, because again, the insurance company is going to give you the least amount possible. You know all the ways to check. I mean, you just said that, on the baseboards. Never thought of that, but you've got to include all that. You can't just throw a bunch of tile down.
That's correct.
Amazing. See, this is the reason why you need a public adjuster. And I got to tell you, too, and something I've learned, because we've got our Ask the Experts is all over the United States. We're all over Texas. We do shows in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. And I got to tell you, there's people who will put a sign up on their door, I'm a public adjuster. You got to get someone with experience. You've been doing this for 8 years. There's people up there, we found out, first went into business, like after 5 or 6 months. That is not where you want to put your trust at. You want to put it, someone like Enrique, who's been doing this for a long time. You've seen about everything you could possibly see.
Yes, and make sure the public adjuster is also licensed in that state.
Oh, okay. So you have to be licensed.
Yes.
Are you controlled by the state?
Yes, and we also need to have a bond as well. We're also bonded, insured, and licensed.
Okay. Government's got to be in everything. What is a managed repair program?
Okay, a managed repair program is kind of like an endorsement. And what that is, if you accept that managed repair, they'll give you a $200 or $300 discount. But when you suffer damages, the insurance company does the repairs for you. But first, you have to pay your deductible up front. So let me give you an example, a Hurricane Irma example that I have. Water came into the house. It did about, I say, $30,000 or $40,000 worth of damages.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, the insurance company came in. They said, hold on, you're on a managed repair program. They did their estimate. Their estimate came out to around $10,000.
It's a big difference.
Yes, but she had a high deductible. So you have to also check your deductibles. You get a discount, but your deductible is going to be even higher. She had like a $9,800 deductible. So she had to pay the insurance company $9,800 up front.
She did this on her own now.
Yes.
She didn't have a public adjuster.
Correct. She had to pay $9,800 up front for her house to be repaired. And when they finally repaired the house, it wasn't repaired properly because the insurance company was controlling the money, was controlling the contractor, was controlling everything. So at the end, she got shortchanged. Her house never was back to pre-loss condition, and there was nothing she could do because she had that managed repair program.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, this is the fastest 30-minute show that I have ever had. You will be back next month, and next month, we're going to start taking phone calls. Yeah, we're going to take phone calls, so get your questions ready for next month. We'll be promoting when Enrique will be back again. Hey, thanks so much for coming on. Give everybody your phone number again.
My phone number is 1-8338-DOLPHIN. That's 1-8338-DOLPHIN. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Dolphin Adjuster.
Bro, you're the best. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we've got our dental show. We'll be right back.
That way.